So welcome back, everybody. I'm really sorry for the internet issues. Hopefully we can get to my internet appointment. Is supposed to be on Wednesday. Everything's going to be good to go after that. We're dropping our company that we have right now, which would be Amplex. We're getting Spectrum. We're getting the high. Then we could actually get, you know, maybe 1080p. Everything will be high performance. So no more issues going forward. So bear with me here for a second. For the next couple days, everything will be back to normal. But thanks everybody for coming back anyway. Again, I apologize. Get the chat going up here. Alright. Call 48, Tyler Burback, welcome back. So Blaney has dropped to 8th place. His pace has fallen off a little bit. It seemed like the first 20 laps he was hanging in there, and then he started getting around guys, and now over the last roughly 10 laps he's starting to go backwards a little bit. The car is just not handling properly at all at this point in the run, but nor is it for anybody else either. Really should be a really good lap. Drifting it off of turn 4. Halfway through stage 1, 65 laps down, another 65 to go in the opening stage of the race. The battle for every stage point is definitely on at this point. 65 laps at Martinsville is not going to take long. Nor has it up to this point. My goodness. Quality is insufficient. Oh boy. Man, Blaney really loose. Getting into turn 3. Able to hold on to it. He's made it halfway through the stage. Now he's just got to make it to the back half of the stage. Lap cars in the picture again here. Quinn Houff, Bobby Carter will be the first two. A little contact with Carter. You're going to see contact repeatedly in this race going forward, unfortunately. The nature of the beast that is Martinsville and short track racing of its own. A lot of heavy lap traffic. Once again. Joshua White, welcome back. Oh boy! Chastain Stenhouse. Blaney 3 wide there as they try to split the slower car of Chastain. Ooh, Stenhouse gets a little loose. Blaney got it in the back of him. These drivers cannot wait to get 4 fresh tires back on their car at the end of the stage. I think this 12 team is going to come to pit road if we get another caution. Look underneath the 4 of Harvick. Harvick trying to fend it off, but with Brendan Gaughan on the outside, Harvick couldn't get back to the gas, and Blaney going to get around him for 7th. Well done pass that time. See that tire smoke coming out of the 12 car in the center of these corners. Not even halfway through the actual tire wear itself, too. Well, we're past halfway through the stage. Again, only 1 caution up to this point. And that was for Brad Keselowski blowing a tire. He is still on the racetrack, so all 40 cars are still on the track. Of course, Brad had to hit pit road and restart at the back here. Man, Blaney loose again. Barely kept it off the wall. Harvick's going to get around him for 7th. And Logano still side by side. Blaney should be able to fend him off for 8th. And he will clear him right back. Not pushing hard, it's just a product of trying to hang on to the race car. I mean, he's been easing back into the throttle as good as he can. He's not rushing to get around these guys. Even when we were in that pack of cars, you saw a lot of contact one car to the next just because the lap cars were in the way. Not that the drivers are trying to push each other out of the way, it's just so much faster than these slower lap cars. Blaney's starting to regather it again. We'll get around Fincham in one corner. Daniel Suarez has cracked the top 10. He's up to 9th place. And all of a sudden is right on the back bumper of the 12 of Blaney. Eric Jones on the top 10 as well, back in 10th place. Oh man, that curve just destroyed Blaney's corner. It was a little loose as it was, and then once he hit the curb and just shot him straight up the racetrack, Suarez able to get under him for 8th. Stage and get your time back, get those laps back before the end of the stage. It's just not going to happen around this racetrack. You're going to lose too much time. Then you're at risk also of a caution coming out and trapping you a couple laps down before you can even get maybe even one of them back. The big bounce off the curb. Jones almost got underneath Blaney because of it. See Suarez, DiBenedetto, Harvick all getting held up. Stenhouse up here, just outside the top 5, right behind Almirola. Ryan Newman's up here as well. So everybody from 5th on through 8th is stuck behind this lap traffic. Almirola's off to a terrible start today. 1 lap down already. He almost went a lap down before the caution. Blaney back to the inside of Suarez for 8th. Blaney 3 wide to the bottom. Underneath Harvick and DiBenedetto. Still 3 wide, corner exit. Blaney driving it in deep. Now he's underneath Stenhouse and Newman. So Blaney's starting to pick up spots all of a sudden. Stenhouse backs out of the gas. He didn't want to be stuck in the middle again. Plays it smart, but now he's stuck on the outside as Eric Jones has just kind of followed Blaney right through these guys. Battle for 4th is on. Blaney going to use Almirola as a pick. Newman all the way looking up towards the outside. He can't get around him still, and Ryan Blaney has moved up to 4th. Eric Jones into the top 5. He's up to 5th. So get around Ryan Newman as well. These guys are way off the lead. About 12 seconds. Top 3 have just pulled away. Yep, IndyCar's at St. Petersburg Championship. Does Scott Dixon still have a big championship lead? I'm not entirely sure. I know last I saw a couple of races ago, he had a huge lead. Is he going for a 6th championship? I think he won his 5th last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not sure how Dixon is on points. I think he's got the points lead. I know it was a big lead a couple races ago, but I haven't seen any of the results. Oh, Jones trying to move Blaney with a bump and run. That really got Blaney loose. He was trying to catch it all the way through the corner. Newman gets to his outside but couldn't clear him. And now Stenhouse to the inside of Jones. He's still trying to side draft Newman down the straightaways, not allowing him to clear him. Blaney beats Newman back to the gas and clears him again. Holding on to 4th place. We got another line of lap cars just up ahead as well. So Jones was getting a little impatient, trying to move Blaney. He did move him, but Jones couldn't capitalize. Newman almost did, but not quite. Now Stenhouse is up to 5th. So now we're getting towards the end of the stage here. Less than 40 laps to go this time by. And everybody from 4th on back, realistically, is really packed together. Got a line of lead lap cars and lap cars in the mix up here. So everybody's just trying to hold on as much as they can. We're almost 100 laps on these tires, almost 100 laps into the race. No sign of Brad Keselowski yet. I don't know if he's cracked the top 10. And he's on fresher tires. And to see if that strategy is going to pan out for him. And you wonder how many cars will be a lap down at the end of stage 1 as well. Race leader's having a big advantage over 4th on back. 32 points ahead. Is it double points for the championship race again too? That doesn't sound like a big lead. If it's double points. I know they've been doing that the last couple years. The Indy 500 and then the championship race have been double points. Ooh, man, Blaney really loose there. Suarez now into the top 5. Blaney holds on. I think these next 4 or 5 lap cars are going to dictate who might get ahead of who. And he drove it in deep. Going to get around Ryan Preece easily. I'd have to assume Preece is going to let his teammate Stenhouse go. Yep, he is. Stenhouse to the inside easily. It's amazing how one JTG Doherty car is just so much better than the other this early in the race. Stenhouse easily gets around him, and here comes Brad Keselowski on fresher tires. And I know guys like Blaney and Stenhouse to hold on for this long. Blaney trying to get around the outside of Bilicki. That might not have been a wise idea. Hustles to get back to the bottom just in front of Ricky Stenhouse. That was a close call. But he was able to hold on there and get around Bilicki in the process. Now we're going to quickly get around Christopher Bell. Timmy Hill, Michael McDowell, the next 2 lap cars. I'll tell you what, this analog stick is going to be worn out at the end of the night because I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like every corner from about 30 laps into the run on these tires. And that's whether I'm on the brakes, off the gas, on the gas, like it doesn't matter. Like I'm doing so much just to keep this car straight. Definitely got to see some adjustment changes at the end of the stage. This car is not handling properly at all. I don't want to go another 130 laps in stage 2 with the same handling. Because again, these guys do not have to pit in stage 1. Keselowski decided to pit under the caution. Because he had to. Having that flat tire, and he's back into it. He's looking for a top 5 position. Look at Eric Jones up the middle. Denny Hamlin, who started at the back, last place today, had to go to the rear after failing pre-race inspection. Hamlin is now inside the top 10. I expected he was going to have a fast car. I did not think he was going to get stage points in the first stage. Contact between Blaney and the lap car of McDowell. Blaney gets around him though. 29 laps to go now in stage 1. Again, over 100 laps into this race. 100 laps on these tires. Good corner exit that time. Blaney gapped Stenhouse a little bit. When he can get the car to grip up, it's fast. He just doesn't have the handling. And that's why he's in 4th place. But, man, these leaders, Blaney's 15.5 seconds off the lead. It takes about 20 seconds to get around this racetrack. And we have some cars getting backed up in this line of lap traffic that they might go a lap down before the end of the stage. I think these guys right around 5th place are going to be okay, but guys just outside the top 10 could be in trouble. Blaney on the outside to get around the cars of Bobby Carter and Quinn Houff, hopefully. Using them as picks as Suarez got under him. And Blaney shoots the gap. Oh, he about got clipped by the 73. He cut down right in front of him to try and get underneath Quinn Houff. That was a dangerous situation going into turn 3. Blaney could have been in that inside retaining wall. Concrete wall that's got no safer barrier. That would have destroyed the front of the race car. Get around Chastain. Gonna be working on Brendan Gaughan. Stenhouse in 5th, Hamlin in 6th. And obviously, if it's less than 5 seconds of damage, which it should be, Blaney will repair the damage on pit road as well. 21 laps to go. It's not major damage at all, so it should be repairable. As long as he hangs on to the race car, that is. Stenhouse looks to the outside. He's going to free the bottom open for Denny Hamlin. Looking to the outside of Stenhouse is Keselowski, so Stenhouse... a little bit of a sandwich between two probably faster cars. So everybody's battling for stage points here. Every one of these positions right now, 4th through 9th, all for stage points. Hamlin gets to the inside of Blaney. Blaney loose and gets down into him. Jones will follow his teammate. Blaney going to try to get right back around Jones. He drove it in deep into turn 3. He'll stay underneath him. Hamlin's likely going to drive away. We have 4 Joe Gibbs cars in the top 5 if Jones can hang on to 5th. Not quite. Blaney will barely clear him. To little contact. Jones might have gotten up into the wall. $17 to go in the stage. Now the battle for 5th is on as Hamlin is driving away in the 4th position. These guys are about 12 seconds off the lead now, so they've gained about 3 seconds on the race leaders. We're probably caught in a heavy line of lap traffic if I had to assume. Blaney driving away from Jones off of turn 2 there. Blaney seems to be a little better in turns 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. Good corner exit off of turn 4 now too. He's kind of exiting a little bit lower. Oh, and Jones gets the bumper to him. He drove it in deep into turn 1. Blaney hangs on. Wow, Blaney sideways. Pulling on the block, 14 to go in the stage. You can tell the anticipation is building. And Keselowski gets under Jones. Now he's going to get underneath Blaney. He's going to drive right around him on those fresh tires. Jones going to follow. Blaney going to try to get back around Jones for 6th. Oh, contact. He drove it in deep. Stenhouse under him, 3 wide. Oh, man. How did he catch that car? Suarez now up to 8th. Jones overruns turn 3. Stenhouse will get around him for 6th. Chain reaction of events that happened there, and that drops Blaney back to 9th with 8 right now. And he'll get around him for 7th. 96 Suarez off to a good start. Big bounce off the curb by Blaney. Now these guys have gotten around him and are driving away. I think Blaney's just going to take it easy now. Ryan Newman's 4 seconds behind him in 10, so I don't think Blaney's going to be caught by Newman in the last 10 laps here, even if he backs it off. Just to make sure this car is going to make it to the end of the stage. Surprised we've only had one caution in the opening stage of the race. The way things have gone here. The aggressive driving in the final 30 to 40 laps of the stage. And Blaney, especially with how loose that race car is on corner exit. Pretty much center off, it's extremely loose. And he's starting to close back in on Suarez and Jones a little bit as they battle for positions. Even with backing the corners up a little bit more. Huge line of lap traffic that could be slowing these guys up as well, because even Keselowski on the fresh tires has gotten caught by Suarez, Stenhouse, and Jones. And the battle might not be over yet. Denny Hamlin's gotten caught up as well. Oh, big bounce off the curb. Just couldn't get off of the 36. Latin car of David Reagan. Five laps to go. Stage 1 at Martinsville. Man, Bubba Wallace has really dropped back. He's outside the top 20 and 25th right now. Remember, he qualified in 9th. Running in the top 10 for the first couple dozen laps. And boy, he's really faded throughout the course of this one. Alex Bowman got really loose there as well. Blaney trying to get around Johnson, Bowman, and Wallace. 3 wide, shooting the gap. Blaney driving hard again. 3 laps to go. Stage 1 this time by. Jones moves Stenhouse out of the way to go 3 wide under both Stenhouse and Suarez. So more stage points on the line. And Blaney drives it underneath Jones and Suarez. He got around Stenhouse. Great move. Blaney might get back into the top 5 after all. 2 to go in the stage. 3 wide for 4th. Oh man, he drove it in deep. A little bump and run on Reddick. Blaney trying to get those extra points. White flag. 1 lap to go, stage 1. Blaney just trying to hold on for dear life now for 4th with Hamlin on his outside. Jones right behind him, so is Suarez. How did Blaney catch up to these guys? From 9th to 4th in the last 3 laps of the stage. He's going to bring it on 4th in stage 1, and fresh tires coming for everybody. Boy, was that a mental breather. Your stage 1 winner, Matt Kenseth, followed by Truex, Kyle Busch, Blaney, Jones, your top 5. Hamlin, Keselowski, Stenhouse, Suarez, and Newman round out the top 10. At about 5% more tape. Round of wedge being put in the race car as well here. BJ McLeod in 13th will get the free pass, so just 12 cars finished on the lead lap at the end of stage 1. Blaney will lose a spot on pit road. Jones gains a spot. Looks like DiBenedetto gained 3 spots there. Couple spots lost for Keselowski. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 is underway. Another 130 laps to the end of stage 2. Matt Kenseth takes off after winning stage number 1. Chip Ganassi Racing, the 48-year-old, trying to get things done here today and maybe go back to victory lane. Perhaps get his first win of the season and lock himself into the playoffs. It's really hard to tell who the fastest car is. It has to be either Truex, Kyle Busch, or Kenseth, because the top three just absolutely pulled away from everybody else. But then again, Hamlin came from the back and still finished 5th in stage 1 and runs 5th now. Keselowski seems like he's had a fast car as well. But adjustments will still be made as we keep going through this race. That damage repair is probably going to help the drivability in this 12 car as well, as you see the 3 Penske Fords of Blaney, Keselowski, and Logano running 6th, 7th, and 8th on the racetrack right now. Blaney's able to really push this car very well at the beginning of the run. It's got a lot of grip. Tighten the race car up by putting around a wedge in it. That's helping it quite a bit as well. But Kenseth still leads here early in stage 2. The Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. I think the one race at Martinsville back in that Chase Parade season with Jimmy Johnson here on NASCAR Heat 5, I think we made it like 350 laps into the one race when we crashed out while leading, so Blaney just able to fend off Keselowski. He got under him for a quick moment, but he beat him to the braking zone into turn 1 and got right back around him. Ryan Newman's driven up to 8th. He's on the back bumper of that 2 car now. Obviously still a long ways to go, but a lot of fun action in the early going of the race. As expected with this racetrack, it's fun to just watch these cars slide around for 500 laps. Blaney kind of locked the brakes up there, and by the time he got the car slowed up, Keselowski almost got into the back of him. Got about a 3 or 4 car battle going on for 6th. Blaney's just trying to hold on so they can get into the lap traffic. Hold on to his position until they get to that point. And he should be fine after that. See all the tire marks from everybody locking their brakes up in the corners around this racetrack. Maybe even some of that from their rear tires getting back to the gas maybe a little too soon and having a little extra rear wheel spin. I guarantee all those tire marks are from a lot of different drivers today. Again, one caution per incident that came out about 40 laps into the race when Brad Keselowski blew what looked like probably a left front tire, if I had to guess. So he didn't run it all the way up into the wall as if it was a... He still got stage points at the end of the stage. He worked himself back up for the final 80 to 90 laps on those fresh tires and got up to about 6, so good for him. And he is in 7th currently right now. Lost a couple spots on pit road, but he is looking good. Thanks for everybody tuning in here early Saturday afternoon. A little short track action once again on the channel. And again for the Cup Series, we have a lot of short tracks over the last week or so. Ooh, a little contact between the 2 Penske Fords. Busch now going to try to get underneath Blaney. Ryan Newman coming as well. Kurt Busch is actually a lap down right now. First driver, 1 lap down at 14th. Hoping for a caution to get back in that free pass position, or stay in the free pass position and get his lap back. Newman will get around Blaney for 7th. Lap cars coming up. The leaders are already battling with them. By the way, if you're not subscribed already, I don't know what we're at currently, but when we came into the stream, we were just 1 subscriber away from 600, so maybe you could be that 600th subscriber. Got daily NASCAR content, these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. Charlotte coming up for the next few days between the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. Not sure what order I'm going to do with those races yet.
Careful, still there. Stay low, stay low. Hold your line, got one outside. All right, clear outside.
Able to use the lap car of Quinn Houff as a pick, and Blaney gets right back up to 7th place again. Kurt Busch looked like he just moved Bobby Carter out of his way. Kurt's got a lot of space between him and the 15th place car as far as the free pass position goes, but you never know if those leaders might catch the 13th place car and put him a lap down before the end of the stage, so that's another reason why Kurt Busch has to hustle. He's up to a good start in stage 2.
Still there. Clear eye, clear eye.
Up the curbing there, 3 wide. He did make contact with both Brendan Gunn. I guess he couldn't have made contact with the 1 car, but he didn't shove him up into the way, and now gonna outbrake both the 1 and the 49 to get on by. A little contact with the 49 to finish it. Wow, man, that was a big moment off of turn 4. And Ryan Newman now gets to the outside of Blaney. And he's trying to hang with him, but he can't do it. To get the power down off of turn 2, he's gonna try to outbrake him into turn 3. Lap car Clint Boyer in the picture now, has gotten around Kurt Busch out of seemingly nowhere. And Blaney will be able to get back around Newman for 7th. Caution. Second time today we see a caution. BJ McLeod will get the free pass at 13, so unfortunately for Boyer, Harvick, Kurt Busch, who got up here, McLeod ended up going a lap down by the end of the stage anyway, so they were able to catch him. Matt Kenseth still in the lead at the timing of the yellow, and we're going to see a pit stop out of Ryan Blaney with just 12 cars on the lead lap. He's not going to drop that far back on the restart. Why not try something a little different? Top off on fuel while he's at it. 4 fresh tires. Who knows? We'll see. Second caution for incident today. Green flag will be back in the air here at Martinsville. And everybody might get brake testy into turn 1. Blaney went way high to maybe avoid Stenhouse, and they're 3 wide. Oh, a little contact. Stenhouse went up right into the side of Blaney. Nemechek up here trying to get one of his laps back. Blaney has about 25 lap fresher tires. Ooh, man, right in the back of Boyer. Big wheel hop there by Truex as he tries to get around Joey Logano. Both of those two guys have moved backwards off the last couple restarts all of a sudden. Big bounce off the curb. Blaney got up into the side of the 14. Blaney is back into the top 10 again, trying to run these guys down ahead of him. Big run off of turn 4. He should be able to get around Logano through 1 and 2 as he looks to the inside. And his Penske teammate realizes he's got fresh tires. They'll let him go for the 9th position early in stage 2. And he diamonding the turns 3 and 4 off right there. Keselowski getting a little loose, back to the gas off the turn 2. Matt Kenseth driving away with it again. Kenseth won stage 1. Up to a really good start here in stage 2. I'll have to see if he can keep that track position over the course of the day. That could be very, very interesting to see going forward. Suarez trying to get around Ryan Newman. I believe that's for 4th place up there. He's just not close enough. Keeps trying to drive it in deep on Keselowski, but it's not really working out too well. It's not quite within striking distance to make a move on him. Just going to get underneath of Keselowski. A little contact, a little bump and run, and he's up to 8th. I don't usually see that between teammates, but it worked out. I think Blaney overran it on the bottom and just wasn't willing to get out of the gas any extra at that point. And he used the side of Keselowski to make that move. Chad Fincham's got a little damage to the front end of his 49 car. So he'll go another lap down. Side by side with some lap traffic a little further up ahead. Truex got a little loose. Kyle Busch had to check up. Blaney looking to his outside. Just able to stay there off of turn 2. Brendan Gaughan kind of holding up the bottom lane. Oh, Blaney in the wall off of turn 4. He got back to the gas way too soon up there. That outside line, it's a little harder maybe at times to anticipate when to get out of the gas when you're running the bottom more often than not. Took him an extra lap, but he got around Kyle Busch. And caution's out again. Clint Boyer will get the caution of the race today. Yep, one Yeah, subscriber. Yeah, 1 subscriber away from 600. We are close. We are definitely close. And again, here you're going to see Blaney top off on fuel for fresh tires again. So a little different strategy. Instead of staying out, he's going to constantly pit, it looks like, under every caution, every opportunity he gets here in this stage. Not many cars on the lead lap. It's not a bad idea. 14 on the lead lap after Boyer got the free pass there. Green flag back in the air once again at Martinsville. 77 laps to go in stage number 2. Ooh, Benedetto got a little loose there, and Blaney got into the back of him. Kind of shot him up into the 78 of McLeod on the outside. They're still side by side for 12th, I believe. They'll beat McLeod back to the gas to get around him for 12th. Looking underneath Stenhouse now for 11th. Side drafting down the front straightaway, hang with him, and he should get around him through turns 1 and 2, but he overdrives it. Stenhouse going to get underneath him now, but Blaney beats him back to the gas, and he's up to 11th anyway. Now holding the bottom, making sure Stenhouse can't cross him over again. Keselowski, Truex side by side for 9th. Keselowski going to clear Truex for position. No, Blaney got in the back of his teammate. That allowed him to not clear Truex in that last corner as well. Drove it in deep that time, and that time he's going to get underneath Keselowski for 9th. So we're watching Blaney trying to work through the field on about 45 lap pressure tires. Well, after all the caution laps, probably more like 40. Maybe a little less than 40. So we've had 2 cautions in the second stage alone here. When do I turn 22? Oh, I still got a while. I just turned 21 like 2 months ago. August 11th. Yeah, I still got a while. Not until the end of next summer. Truex almost got back underneath Blaney. Blaney's got the fresh tire, so he's able to get back to the gas maybe a little sooner than these guys. You guys might not be able to push it as hard behind him. Corey, welcome to the stream, man. 67 laps to go, stage 2 here at Martinsville. These laps are going to count by pretty quickly, as you can see already with how short this track is. This is the shortest track on the NASCAR circuit. 5.26 miles, or sorry, 0.526 miles. About a half mile in length. The next closest, of course, would be Bristol at 5.33. So, by length, this is the shortest track. BMNJ, welcome to the stream also. Truex tried to use the bumper on Blaney that time. That actually kind of checked Truex up, and now Keselowski's going to have a chance to get around him for 9th. Stacked him up a little bit more. Blaney and Truex, Keselowski, all these guys trying to run down to Benedetto. Eric Jones for 6th and 7th. So they're about to catch lap traffic here. Ryan Newman in 5th. The number 6 car. Big bounce off the curb, but he's able to stay in the gas. Oh, 3 wide up ahead. Ryan Newman on the outside. Eric Jones went to the inside as they tried to split the lap car of Brendan Gaughan in the 62. We've seen 3 wide numerous times today, believe it or not, despite how flat and narrow this racetrack is. Doesn't work out too well usually, but haven't seen an accident because of that today. Again, 3 cautions per incident up to this point, all single car incidents likely, and the only one we know of exactly what happened would have been that first caution way back about 40 laps into the race. Brad Keselowski blew a left front tire, but still on the racetrack, he was able to keep it off the wall, keep it off of everybody else, repaired that damage on that left front, and he's in the top 10, so good recovery. Still scored stage points in stage 1. He's obviously got a shot to do that again here in stage 2 if he finishes in the top 10, and still having himself a chance to win the race if all goes well at the end. Oh, wow, Blaney really loose. Oh, no, he's in the wall hard. Man, that car just whipped around on him off of turn 4. That'll bring out our 4th caution of the day, and that is going to end Blaney's day prematurely about 200 laps into the race. Happens that quick. That quick, things could go disastrous around this very short racetrack. That is a rough end to Ryan Blaney's day. He was in the top 10 all day long, finished 4th in stage 1, was battling for 5th right there. And this track is just probably my worst enemy here. We cannot get to the end of these Martinsville races on NASCAR Heat 5. Even the Xfinity race, I think we wrecked out of it last on season 1 for the Xfinity series. So we're gonna take a look at the results here in this one. Yeah, I'll do another stream. I probably won't wait long to do it either. It'll probably be coming up pretty soon. It's gonna be an Xfinity or a truck race, so I'm not doing the Coke 600 today. I don't have that much time on my hands. Unbelievable. Well, yeah, I won one of the Xfinity races at Martinsville, but I raced 2 of them on that custom schedule season. I think I DNF'd in the playoff race, if I'm not mistaken. So the next race would be the Coke 600 here for the Cup Series. Take a look at your race results. Yeah, we're going to finish last. Nobody else DNF'd. Obviously, again, I've been having to do the points myself for the most part when we DNF. This is the second DNF of the season. It does not record stage points. We know the finishing order of stage 1, so I'll have to go back through at the end of this, so it might be a little bit before the next stream, but it'll probably be within an hour. Give the stage points then for stage 2, because we DNF in the second stage. I'll just, whatever the finishing order was, that'll be the order for stage 2 as well. This is the second DNF of the season. Yeah, Texas. We DNF'd at Texas about halfway through the race. Didn't quite make it to halfway today. Kyle Busch will get the win. Daniel Suarez with a great run in second, followed by Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones. All 5 drivers in the top 5 are Toyotas, 4 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. That's unbelievable. Ryan Newman 6th, followed by Bobby Carter, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, and Matt DiBenedetto rounds out the top 10. So Kenseth, who won stage 1, of course, finished 8th, and Kyle Busch would have ended up winning stage 2 and winning the race. And the only DNF that we know of would have been Ryan Blaney, who wrecked out just past halfway through stage 2, about 200 laps in. Unbelievable. I don't know what happened there because we had fresh tires. So the car shouldn't have been that loose. I was driving it normally. Really, since we made the adjustment, the car was handling perfectly. And then all of a sudden, it just came around on me and I overcorrected it. I guess the analog stick's not going to be as worn out because we only had 200 laps of that instead of 500. But oh my goodness. So it shows here on the point standings currently that Ryan Blaney is still the points leader. That might not be the case when we calculate the stage points. I think it'll be a lot closer than that. So I guess I'll have that for you for the next Cup race, whenever that might be. Truck Series action at Charlotte coming up in a little bit, within an hour, probably top of the hour. We'll shoot for 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the start time for our truck race at Charlotte. 200 miles, 134 laps of racing there. I'll use the steering wheel. And that is going to be it for this one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry for the short race. We'll have another race later today. Again, truck race in about a half hour. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button on your way out if you haven't already, and hit that like button as well for more daily NASCAR content, such as these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. Predictions, post-race analysis coming up tomorrow for Texas as well. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.